Hey, what is going on, everybody? Good evening and happy Thursday, and welcome back to Crypto for Starters YouTube channel. Tonight we've got some music NFT chat going on. We're going to talk about some para and do some Web3 updates. We've got a couple different artists coming on to talk about something that's new to me, some music NFT. So let's bring Rad in. We'll talk about some of our updates, and then we'll get on to some of our artists and see what they have for us tonight. Rad, how are you?
Hi, I'm always good.
Good to hear.
Yep.
Let's see. Buddy's here. Awesome.
All right.
Buddy's in the chat. So welcome, Buddy. We'll give it just a couple minutes before we try and get in some news. But I figure we talk about some exchange news and some para news from yesterday's huddle. And then,
why don't we hit the Web3 news first? Because I've only got limited updates. It's mostly the big stuff that's happening. Because I know once we get onto para, we have so much. And then we're going to go down the para rabbit hole and we're going to get stuck there and I'm going to forget everything else. It happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably the biggest news of the week in relation to things that will affect people now. I'm on echo. I got feedback. So the big thing of the week was probably Hotbit exchange. While that probably does not affect a lot of people in America or other more affluent countries, it's kind of really bad news for people that live in less developed countries because those are the primary users of these smaller exchanges. It's one of the reasons that Para got onto that exchange is because we were involved with a community in a developing nation, and somebody recommended that there would be a lot of users in one of these countries that would want to use that. So basically what happened, the official press release that they gave said that one of their former managers was charged with some kind of criminal acts, didn't say what. But all of the managers of that exchange got subpoenaed and all the assets, everything got frozen. So right now, if you're holding tokens on Hotbit, I have like a whole $20 on there. Thankfully, just for testing purposes to be able to walk our para holders through that exchange when they had issues. But if you have tokens on there right now, there is absolutely nothing you can do with them. The press release that they gave seemed kind of positive, that they felt like things would get unlocked at some point in future. But of course, that's anybody's guess. Whether they were just trying to put some water on the fire, I don't know. And nobody really knows. It's going to be a wait and see situation with them.
Yep.
Another one bites the dust, as they say. It's been the year of regulation.
I'll tell you what, it's really starting to hit hard. These last 30 days probably. They've really started to crack down, and it just kind of shows you how close we are to getting to regulation. I mean,
people say regulation's coming. Regulation's already here. Like how many charges does Coinbase have against them now? The SEC filed another set of charges against Coinbase this week. So that's on top of ones that were already against them. And there's this never ending list of like exchanges and other groups who are just, have the SEC coming after them in a big way. There was another group. Oh my gosh, totally off the top of my head. I've had such a busy week. There was another group that it was a token, and it was considered that the token had made promises that people would get certain returns, et cetera, et cetera. And so the SEC said that this falls under the category of security and they're operating without a license. And it's like, now they owe $30 million. Otherwise, they're in big trouble. And so, it's coming hard.
Yep. And the funny thing is, regulation's been a thought and in the works for years, and we don't know if it's just been a tough thing for them to put in order or what. But I mean, just think it's probably been in the works for 5-6 years at least. And cryptos this year I feel like has gotten really, I don't know the word for it. It's not gotten hard. It's just gotten real. I think with Luna, what happened with Luna and Celsius, and when Luna hit, it was just a huge deal. I mean, that was probably the first big thing I'd seen in a while. So it's definitely coming on, and it's coming fast. Like you said, it's coming hard.
And the thing is that you're probably going to see in Web3 what we saw in Web1, and unfortunately my company was on the bad end of the stick, that they're probably not going to go after the biggest players first, although they have gone for Coinbase. So obviously something was happening there. But what tends to happen is when you have a new industry, the government, because governments are so far behind on everything, the government doesn't have departments that are set up to deal with the technology. Like even when I was listening to Dave Gokhstein's podcast earlier this week, they were saying that probably is going to be some kind of internet-based department within SEC or whatever that just takes care of crypto. But so the government doesn't have the departments and the facilities and the manpower to handle really big cases. So what they do is they won't go after the biggest whale. They'll go after somebody who's like 3 or 4 rungs down that ladder to make an example of them, because it's easier to go after them. And this is exactly what happened in my company. In Web1, we had the third biggest company in the world in Web1, and the tax department in Australia said, we can't go after the number 1 guys in our country. We can't go after the second. Everything was out of Australia, by the way. At that time, everything came out of Brisbane, Australia, which is where I lived. Like that's where Web1 was really built. But these guys had so much money. Like they're literally, my friend's house was the house used in James Bond film. It's like the money was off the scale, right? So the government's like, these guys are so big, we can't go after them. We can't go after the next one. So my company got targeted for audit because it was smaller. And I think that's what we're going to see. So people who are sitting around doing dodgy things and thinking, oh, I'm so small, I'm going to fly under the radar. No, you're probably the ones that they're going to come after first. So you better make sure your books are in order. That's all I can say to devs of any projects that are smaller. Don't think that you are going to be overlooked. You will be made, you will be made an example of, for sure.
Yep, I agree. And I think that's one of the things that they're doing is they're going to find somebody, they're going to make an example out of somebody, whether it's a token or whatever the case is, and it's going to happen, and then they'll go from there. So who that's going to be or when, I don't know, but that's my opinion. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it's got to have to happen for people to realize that it's here and it's real. So let's jump into some Para stuff real quick. We got a couple of people waiting.
I'll give you 2 quick updates before you mention that, and that's very, very quick, just 1 sentence apiece. Cardano fork coming sometime next month. Ethereum fork to the merge has actually been scheduled. Everything that they were testing has gone perfectly, supposedly. So yeah, it's going to be September 15, 16. The merge is happening.
Yep, they just did their last test and it was successful. So I'm gonna put out a video soon on the ETH merge, kind of give you guys, why, when, kind of the benefits of it. So watch out for that. But let's jump into Para. We got, like I said, we got a couple people waiting backstage to come on and talk about their stuff. So we're gonna talk about Para just for, I don't know, probably 5-6 minutes, and then maybe less. And then we'll get into some music stuff with our artists that we have here. So she's excited. They're waiting back there. But so one of the biggest things, Lee talked about yesterday on the huddle was that I thought was cool was the launch pad that they're working on. He did mention about 17 different contracts that you can do from the launch pad, including NFTs, tokens. I mean, it was quite a list. So I thought that was pretty awesome that he was able to divulge that. I know that's
basically everything except for DAGs. We're not giving away DAGs. As a matter of fact, we have patented a lot of the technology on our DAG. But anything else that's like blockchain based, because DAG's not blockchain, but anything blockchain based, yeah, we have it. So NFTs, NFT contracts, gaming, your own tokens, like everything is
Yep.
available on Launchpad.
Yep. So that was pretty cool. Obviously DAG is, being tested. Another thing was we talked about staking platform. We're still waiting. They've gotten 100% of everything fixed on the staking platform. So that should be hopefully soon. Let's see. I'm losing my train of thought. Brad, what was the other big one?
List airdrops.
List.
So yes, you got it right there on the screen in front of you. How did you forget? You can't see the forest for the tree, Alex. Or in this case, you can't see the tree for the forest. I'm not sure which it is, but yeah, no, that's what happened yesterday. So the acquisition of List, I have not seen one problem, which is absolutely fantastic. But Para, of course, are the masters of the airdrop and the migrations because we've done it so many times.
Yep.
Count our blessings, I guess. But yeah, I have not had a single message from anybody at List saying, "Hey, I didn't get my tokens," or the usual things, which is always user error. But
Yep.
I'm thinking that they're quite an educated crypto bunch over there at List. So absolutely fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. So if you were a list holder, check your wallets. If it didn't show up and you have MetaMask or Trust, import the Para contract into your wallet. And then if they do not show up, then give one of us a message on Telegram, either me or Rad. We both have stars next to our name. If you message somebody without a star, it's not us. But message us, let us know, hey, I didn't receive my tokens. Send us your address. We'll look into it and find out if there's a problem. As far as I know, everything went well. So, like Brad said, we've been through this a couple times. They're pretty good at it, dealing with problems and stuff like that. So if you guys have any problems, let us know. BNB token, not changing. It's going to stay the same on the Binance side. So if you hold that, nothing's changing there.
Although I have heard that I read today in List's Telegram that Cameron has had some negotiations with somebody over on that side. So what are they doing that side? I have no idea. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. And as soon as I hear anything, you'll hear it here at Crypto for Starters.
Yep. We'll let you guys know because as far as we know, it wasn't going to change, but that obviously is fluid and could obviously change at any time. So they know what they're doing.
The only thing constant in life is change, because anything that doesn't flow gets stagnant. Okay.
For sure.
This is a continually evolving space. And if everything just keeps going the same way, that might be your signal that it's time to jump ship. If your devs are not doing things and creating things and making changes, yeah, might be time to have a look at what's happening.
Yep, I agree. So lots of stuff coming. I know Cameron had mentioned, when he started talking with Lee and now he's joined the team of the dev team, that it's amazing how much Lee's working on. He's an extremely, extremely hardworking individual. So there's probably things that we have no idea he's working on that he's doing, just knowing him. But look into it. If you guys have any questions, message us. We've been working, with Lee and them for a while now. We know a lot about it, so just let us know. We can answer any questions. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it from this week.
Yep. So pretty easy this week. Yeah.
Yep. Watch out next week. We may get more. Lee always surprises us with what he has. So every week is a new adventure for Para. So
yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, we got a couple of people waiting in the back, so let's bring them on. We'll have them introduce themselves. We have two artists, two ladies here with us right now. We have a couple more people coming on, so we'll bring them in, have them talk about their music individually, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome sauce.
Welcome, ladies. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Doing good, thank you.
Good. Oh, want to
So,
go ahead?
yeah, let's go ahead. If you guys pick. It doesn't matter to me who goes first. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and let us know what you're working on.
Well, Ava, I have not met before in person, and I do know Sam, and she is absolutely beautiful and lovely. But since I have not met Ava, I would love to hear about her first.
Okay, so hi, my name is Ava. My dad got me into this chat, so cool. Sup, Dad. And I love music, so I am a big singer, love singing, my favorite thing in the entire world. And I recently went on a vacation in Nashville and I recorded a cover in the studio. And I'm super excited to start sharing it with everybody once I get it onto like Spotify and Apple Music and everything. So yeah.
It's awesome. When's the release? Do you know when the release is going to be?
I have no idea.
Man, you'll have to let us know when you find out.
Yeah,
So,
and stick around for the rest of the show because all of these guys are doing their music as NFTs, and maybe that's something you're going to want to look into as well. It's another opportunity that cuts out the middleman and gets the money directly into your pocket.
yep,
Cool.
for sure. NFTs are huge right now, so that's and when Rad was like, Matt's doing music NFTs, and I'm like, well, I didn't know anybody was doing that yet. So, like Brad said, it'd be a great avenue for you to be able to put your stuff out there too. So definitely stick around, and when he comes on, we'll get some info from him.
Cool.
But of course, we want to hear your beautiful voice. So whenever you're ready, feel free to bust it out.
Oh my God. Wait, I'm supposed to sing on here?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Oh my God, I didn't prepare anything, so
That's the best way. We like it raw. We like raw from the heart.
Raw from the heart?
Yeah, sure. Or if you want, I do have a copy of one of your songs, which I can play.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Cool. Do you have the mixed one?
Let me see what I have. Yes, I have the demo mix.
Yeah, that one's the one.
Okay, I'm wondering if I play this through my computer, if we're gonna hear it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to play it because I have it in my Telegram. And then if it starts playing, you guys give me a thumbs up because I don't want to interrupt the singing. But if you can hear it, give me thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll have to try to play it from my phone. Okay, let's see if we can do this. This is called Million Reasons. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it works.
It's breaking up on my end.
Yeah, me too.
That sounds pretty choppy coming in and out. Yeah, it keeps cutting out, they said. Dang, I guess we'll have to wait till it comes out. Unless you want to sing. Unless you want to go ahead and sing.
Is it too choppy?
Yeah, it keeps pieces of it here.
Oh, we can try again. We can try again. I gotta ask you, how long have you been singing for?
I've been singing ever since I could talk, but I've been like
Okay, yeah, that's
professionally
what I was gonna say.
training. I've been like in voice lessons for probably like 4 years now.
Yeah, it shows. It really does. Like you've got
Thank you.
amazing range and you've got lungs too. Like
Yeah.
you can hit the notes and you can sustain them. And I'm sure Sam will attest to that. Let's bring her on because this is a lady who has quite a background. Sam, how are you? The beautiful Samsara.
Hello, can you hear me?
Of course, you sound
Right.
lovely as always. I don't know if you could hear that because obviously I'm biased. I could hear it very well. Did you hear anything? She's got an amazing
No,
voice.
I was just hearing choppy little bits and pieces. Sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can bring it back by playing. I think it's because I'm looping through
Yeah,
my laptop. I'm gonna try to bring it back here on if I can play it out my phone. Let me
there we go.
see. She's got such an amazing vocal range and so much power.
Wow, sit down,
Love it.
Lady Gaga. Wow.
Right.
Thank you.
And Sam, you're a trained singer as well. And I used to teach singing, so I know something about the technicalities of singing. That might sound like a kind of a simplistic song to people, but that when you're doing that verse and you're just repeating like that same steps of notes, that is incredibly freaking hard to do. I know that is really hard to do. And then of course the chorus, you go out into these like big power ranges, highs and lows, but that what really impressed me was like your verses with just really phenomenal. By the way, on the bottom of the screen here, it says a million reasons to hold my power bag. So actually, I have played this song. I think your dad dropped it into our power chat one
Yeah,
time.
he did.
And I said the same things. I was like, that has kind of become like a theme song for para now because there's like a million reasons to hold a power bag. So yeah, I think we're gonna like chop
Oh.
up segments of your song and like start putting it on some of our advertising material.
Cool.
So
Sure.
perfectly. So do you write your songs or was this one composed for you?
This one was a Lady Gaga song, and it's just a cover of it.
Okay,
But I do
nice.
write songs for myself, and I do
Yeah,
make music.
I don't get enough time to listen to music, which is why I wasn't familiar. But yeah, awesome, just fantastic. So we'll be keeping a lookout for you, Spotify and all the usual places, Apple Music. But like I said, stay tuned because the people that we have coming, they are NFT musicians, which was kind of what we want to feature tonight. And hopefully, because this is Crypto for Starters, so this is a place to learn. We're, not just here to show off the people who've already made it. This is for people that are still building and learning and like yourself. So sit back and learn some things from these guys because they can with a set of vocals like that, you can go far.
Yep. And before you go, I'm gonna bring Matt in. Matt's backstage. I'm just gonna bring him in so he
This
can
is Ava. Yeah.
so we can so he can chime in and talk too. So let's bring Matt in and he can join us.
Yeah, don't go
Matt, how are
anywhere.
you?
Stay with us.
A little posh.
Stay with us, Ava.
Hey,
Yep.
y'all can hear me?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Yeah. How's
Awesome.
everybody doing?
We're doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Yeah, you have a beautiful voice, Ava. Just wanted to
Thank
let you know that. I guess did y'all want me to just go in and just let her know what I've done for NFT music so she can understand like how to set herself up? Um, how do you want me to start?
Well, Sam's gonna introduce herself real quick and talk
Okay.
a
Yep.
little bit, and then we'll
Ladies
bring you
before
in. And
gentlemen, let's let Sam introduce herself for a second and we'll get right to you, Matt. Because I know that when you get started, you're going to be able to explain a lot of this stuff and so yeah, like you're like our main guest, so we'll just like let you have the floor. But Sam, introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi, I'm Samsara, and I'm a singer-songwriter. I play keys and a little bit of guitar, but I'm not very good on guitar.
That's not true. I heard you this morning. Your guitar is fantastic.
Thank you. My guitar teacher fired me and told me I was terrible. So I've been singing since my mother said I was singing before I could walk. And performing in school plays and musicals when I was a kid. And then when I was 15 I was in my first cover band, and then when I was in my 20s I went on the road as a backing vocalist for a few famous people, and
Want the names? Drop the names.
I started
Yeah.
out with Steve Winwood and I spent a year or two with him. And then I toured with Don Henley solo. He was in the Eagles, but when I toured with him, he was solo. And then I did like a half a leg of a tour with Bryan Adams. And after that, I was really burned out from being on the road. I didn't like it at all. It's a rough life, on a tour bus. You don't know where you are. And so I decided I'd go back and get my MBA and, pursue the regular office job life. But I always kept getting pulled back into music. So I was always in cover bands, wedding bands, the whole 9 yards, playing 5,000 versions of Sweet Home Alabama. So that's a little joke because they ask you for Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird when you play in a band.
Yeah.
So then I actually got married and my husband was very abusive. And so for 13 years, I didn't sing at all. and he tried to kill me, and I escaped from him, luckily, so I'm still here. And I had to get my nerve back up to go back on stage. So in about 2015, I started back into playing around locally with some cover bands, and I started writing more music. And this year, I decided I really wanted to release my own music. So I released a single that I'd actually recorded in the studio 5 years ago. And everybody was saying to me, why are you doing this, the regular way in Web 2? Why aren't you in Web 3? Why aren't you releasing it as an NFT song? And I kept getting these comments on Twitter, and I'm like, what are NFTs? Because I didn't know anything about NFTs. And so a lovely lady who's done very well in the NFT songs spaces. Her name is Ali Bianchi. She kind of took me under her wing and helped me out, walked me through how to mint my songs. So I minted it on Mint Songs, and I sold 5 of those. A couple of friends bought them because they said, oh, if your career blows up, then we want to be the ones that have this, and they're not into crypto or NFTs at all. So now suddenly they're really interested in it. So I kind of, I guess, onboarded them at the same time I onboarded myself. And then I recently released a collection on OpenSea. I just did that over the weekend, of 6 songs that I've written since May 20th. Between May 20th and June 30th, I wrote these 6 songs, and I've got a whole bunch more I'm working on for an LP, but this is sort of like a little collection. And the first
Can you tell us what the address is for your OpenSea so Alex could bring it up on the screen and people can see your collection?
Yeah, it's Love Upside Down.
Love Upside Down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to bring it up, but do go on.
And so, yeah, when I released the first single from the collection in Web 2, somehow I started getting picked up by a lot of radio stations around the world that play independent artists, because, I'm not signed. So I'm on like 14 different radio stations in the UK. I'm on 3 in Australia, 1 in Sweden, 1 in Germany, 1 in France. And now I've been picked up by a radio station in Chicago as well. So I'm pretty excited about that because it's really hard to break into the US market. And it's done, it's just done really well. And that is one of the songs that's included in the collection. It's called Make My Dream Come True. And then there are 5 other songs. And the songs are written about, I had a long distance love that unfortunately didn't work out. So they kind of span the arc of this magical romance, from looking at each other through a screen and singing a lullaby, to asking him if he was going to make my dreams come true, to then, well, I guess he told me I was too hard to love. And then it ends up with glass shards, which is kind of
But
like...
that makes the best songs. All the songs, the best songs are all heartbreak songs.
They're only the love or heartbreak. Yeah. And I've got a lot of heartbreak songs. That's a lot of what I wrote for the last several years as well. That I have, one of them I've released, which is called "Blame It on the Rain," and that's the one that I put on Mint Song. No, I'm sorry, I put "Make My Dreams Come True" on Mint Songs. "Blame It on the Rain" I didn't. So I haven't released "Blame It on the Rain" as an NFT song yet. That's just released in Web 2.
Awesome, awesome. Do you have your guitar with you?
I do, and I also have my keys, and I was gonna actually
Oh,
my keys.
so we're going to get a live session with you.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Did you want to talk to somebody else, or do you want me to do it now?
No, come on. Like, while your beautiful face is on the screen, let's put some vocals to the face.
All right. So this is one of the songs from my NFT collection. It's called Love for All Time, and everybody keeps telling me it sounds like a Disney movie soundtrack. And I'm going to play it, and it's on the keys with synths, so you'll hear a lot of different kind of instrumental sounds with the synths that are programmed in. So I hope you like
Excellent.
it. Hope you can hear it. If ever there was a heaven on earth, it's there in your eyes. You've ended my search. If ever there was a feeling so right, it must be the way that I feel tonight. After all my fingers crossed, just when I thought all hope was lost, it all was worth the cost. If ever there was a fire so strong, it's here in our hearts, it's where we belong. And just like that day, the first time we sang, oh, there is a spark and maybe a bang. Now I'm not worried anymore of what my future holds in store, because all my life is what I waited for. When I'm singing here with you, I'm the best I'll ever be. All my dreams came true because of you. You mean the world to me. If ever there was a good time to cry, it's these tears of joy that fall from my eyes. 'Cause being with you, it's just like a dream. If only you knew just how much you mean. Oh, I'm not worried anymore of what my future holds in store, because all my life you're all that I've looked for. If ever there was a love for all time, if ever there was, it's yours and it's mine. Our love, it is for all time. Thank you.
I can definitely understand where the Disney comments come from, but then again, those are the ones that win all the awards at the Oscars, right? So I mean, that is not a bad thing. It's a compliment, but just very amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I don't fit in a genre because I do some songs that sound country, some that sound rock, and then I do some that sound like that, some that are more bluesy, some that even sound jazz.
I've heard you do something a little reggae as well, haven't I? At some point.
Yeah, Strawberry Parfait has definitely a reggae island vibe to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
I
don't
really
fit
agree
in the
with that
genre,
one.
which is, one of the incredible things about Web3. Like, I spent years trying to get signed by a label, auditioning in front of producers and everything else, and they were always like, "Oh, you look and you sound like Stevie Nicks, and there's already one of her, so we don't need a second one." That was what I got in my 20s and 30s, and then I because I don't really fit in a genre, I do things from all different genres. If you're with a label, you're going to be pegged in one genre. And maybe if you're lucky and you get famous, you'll be allowed to expand. But the beauty of Web3 is we can do what we want. We're not confined to doing one genre or one. I always say that commercial music today kind of sounds like it was made in a lab, formulated. And that's what they're pumping everybody with. And people are getting bored with that. They want originality. They want something different. And that is the beauty of what Web3 is offering us. We can do whatever we want. And we can allow people to buy our NFT songs, and then they get some benefit from them if they increase in value or they want to trade them later. So it's an amazing benefit for everybody, and we can add utility in there. Like, I was actually discussing a mint party today and the different utilities that I can add in, and I'm in the clowns family. I love the clowns, and I have a suite in the haunted mansion.
Nice.
I can do some, I can do some concerts there.
Yes.
and invite people and add that as a
And on the
utility.
stage, don't forget that they've got the 3-ring stage for musical events, which people can stream directly into their suites. So you could actually do a concert and you could have live people there in the front, and then people have their own parties going in the suites and then stream your concert in. It's going to be amazing.
Yep.
It is. It really is going to just be. It's going to change everything, I think. And I think
Yeah.
this is where we're going with music. I always use the analogy that, like, if you are a couple and you go see a band live, you're paying probably $400 for the tickets by the time you've paid Ticketmaster fees, and then it's $15 for a beer, $15 for a horrible hot dog, and if it rains,
If anything.
sloshing through mud. And it's just not fun. And so why not have, your TV in your basement, your big screen TV that you spent all that money on, and stream the metaverse into it, and watch a concert and eat your own food and have good booze, your IPA beers and whatever you want, and invite your friends over and actually just sit back and enjoy a really good concert with really good sound as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the way of the future. So.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny. We were talking to Buddy about, the suites and stuff, and he was like, what happened during COVID? Everybody did this. Nobody was in person. Everybody was doing this, and so that's kind of where we're going. And the metaverse and having these suites is exactly the way to do that. Being able to have a concert like that and stream it into your suite for other people to watch and things like that. So yeah, it's amazing what that's going to do for other people and what they're doing as well. So.
Yeah, and better for the artist, because, like, who wants to tour and be on the road and dealing with all of that as well?
Yeah.
So it's just an amazing opportunity for all of us. I think it's going to really revolutionize everything.
I agree.
About it.
Absolutely.
Well, I loved it. I definitely liked the Disney vibe. I had to make sure I muted my mic because I found myself humming along to it, and I didn't want to interrupt. So.
You know who's going to love that song? Your girls.
My daughter.
Because they're probably at that age where they're starting to watch all the Disney films and stuff, and now we'll just get taken and transported away to a magical place if they hear that one.
Yep, that's exactly what I pictured.
I
Exactly.
really didn't intend that to have so much of a Disney sound, but I just was sitting playing around with synths, and for some reason I heard violas and violins in my head, and that's what came out.
So check this out. Ava's father, Duper, has a clown suite. So you already have a place to hang out.
I did not know
Make
that.
sure he doesn't charge you rental fees, right?
Yeah, God.
Tell him he's got to cough up the suite and let you and your friends have a party in the suite.
Oh, you know,
Or I'll have a real party in the house, Dad.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
So how about man of the hour?
Matt?
Yeah, Dad sings. He does it. Sorry.
Does he sing too?
Send him the link. Bring him on. Just bring it. Is he in the same house? Bring him on. Make him sing.
Yeah,
I've never
Dad,
seen Duper.
Oh, we got somebody else in the house too, and he's gonna go well with Matt. So, Mike, how are you, sir?
What's up?
Uh-huh.
Mike and Matt.
Oh, you want to see me? You want to see Mike? Hold on.
Well, it depends on what you're wearing. Hold on.
I know.
So I can't. Again, I
He's
can't.
not in the green
unsee that.
speedo.
I got to make sure you're not in a speedo. So okay, we're
Not
good.
in the green
We're good.
speedo.
Oh man, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Mike. Matt has been so patient, and so we're going to let him have the floor for a second here.
Yeah, Matt, hit it.
Hey, I'm just enjoying the music.
Great,
Sam,
right?
Sam, you have a beautiful voice, and and I want to say your story is powerful and is inspiring, and you just got to continue to keep spreading your testimony and spreading your music, and you're going to affect a lot of people. So thank you for that. And Ava, you have a good voice too. So, and I know once you guys stretch the ends of the earth, they're going to understand how good you are. So thank you for sharing.
And just little trivial piece of information. I hope you don't mind me sharing Samsara. So Samsara is somebody who is what I call advanced level, because I don't like the word age. She's advanced level. I talk about it like it's a Super Mario game. And the Web3 thing is really new to her. And is it true that you just got your first actual graphical NFT like a day or two ago? One of the ugly bunnies? Was that you who just got your first NFT?
I did, because I sold some of mine, and I was really touched by that little girl's story, because she was bullied, and that's happened to me too. You know, sometimes it's a little difficult for women. And she's 17, and I felt so bad when I heard that she was bullied, and her art is just absolutely beautiful. So I went ahead and bought one.
Nice.
Everything else I had been gifted up to that point, because I couldn't afford to buy them, and I'm like looking at them and going, "Oh, I wish I could buy one." And people had just been, so generous gifting to me. But yeah, I went ahead and bought from her collection to support her, because I just felt like she really needed it.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm so glad that the clowns are holding her up and helping her on this. They're just so wonderful, and really helping somebody who's been bullied and who's a young girl. Got to gain her confidence back now after what happened. She's a brilliant artist. I bought the cutest bunny. I'm so happy.
And you said you sold one of your NFTs?
I sold 5 on Mint Salts,
Nice.
and I sold 1 on the OpenSea collection. Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt, tell us about your NFTs. I know that you just dropped a track on Cardano Network. You want to tell us about the track and why you chose Cardano Network?
So I've dropped a couple.
Mhm.
And First of all, my name is Matt Diamond, and I'm a hip hop artist, and I'm actually one of Cardano's hip hop artists. And the reason why I chose Cardano is because the community gave me the same feel as like Para, where they were just accepting. I was surfing the web like in January, dipping in certain spaces, and I went into this space held by Zach Gray. He's a phenomenal singer. You can check him out. And he was having a space, and I ran into this other singer by the name of Ari Renee, and she's a phenomenal singer as well. And she brought me on into this other group called the Listening Room, and those people showed me so much love, and they helped me. They helped me get to, where I'm at right now when it comes to releasing my music. Um, so I encourage everybody who's an artist. You can choose Ethereum, but Cardano was one of those where it was easy to set up because I got with the right people, and you know they're very welcoming. So
Excellent. And you said that's called the listening room. Is it a space or?
yeah, so the listening room is a space where artists and producers come together, and basically they give out information on how to set up NFTs. If you want to collab, if you want to do all these things with different artists from across the world, that is a space, a platform where you can meet and greet, showcase your music. Um, they're very open. Um, they always look for new artists, and there's a lot of great people. And they just the August 17th is they're dropping their first mixtape, which I'll be on, and it's the first volume. So that's going to be going up for sale as well next week. Um, I just dropped my EP, Elevate and Conquer. This is my
Mhm.
shirt. I have
Yep.
to represent.
He's already got the merch.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a great experience. So I would recommend utilize all platforms. Don't just stick with just Ethereum, but Cardano has a good community as well. So
And they
that's
have a fork coming up. We were just talking about that at the beginning of the show. Cardano has the
Mhm.
Vasel fork is coming up. I believe next month. If not, it'll be the month after that. But it's very soon. And from what I've been reading, that's going to be it's going to be something that it might not necessarily affect users at the base level, but for developers, it's going to make a world of difference. And that's what I'm kind of excited about, is that for this smaller blockchain to be like more accessible for developers to do amazing things. That's one of the things, like the musical NFTs are so new. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, what do I do with it? But I have heard some whispers. I can't say much, but somewhere in the next month, something is going to be released that will provide a platform for people to be able to take their music NFTs and listen to them on the go. So I can't say any more than that. Just stay tuned
Yeah.
to this show. Stay
Wow,
tuned to
that's
this
so
show.
exciting.
I was gonna
Stay
say,
tuned to the show.
right now how Cardano has it set up. There's a few places like there's Sound Rig, there's Fresh Music, there's Six City. There's a couple different avenues that you can actually upload. And what, like, let's say if I purchase, I can actually go to these sites and play it off the player off on the site. So
Nice.
that's one of the things that is a benefit for an artist. And if you have something like a great graphic with your music, and they have some type of rarity, a lot of people draw towards that as well. So, and it's easy to set up. It's easy.
That's always a big plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easier the better. Now, Matt, where would people go to see your NFTs? I was trying to find them, but do you have can you send me a link or anything that I can put up?
Yeah, I'll send it. 1 second.
Just so I can show. Cardano's one of those that's new for me, so just want to be able to show everybody where to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it's crypto for starters, so it's like there's always something new to be discovered.
Yeah, I mean, I just got on the Crow net, blockchain just a couple weeks ago, and that's all new to me. But hey, we're all learning. So, Mike's back.
Yeah, man. People been calling me, man. As soon as they call, like I can't hear the
Oh,
sound.
you get knocked off.
Yeah, it gets knocked off. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Mike.
Yep.
And hopefully Matt has a track or something that we can hear because he's fire. I want everybody to hear.
Yeah, I'm sending it right now to Telegram.
Cool.
Awesome. Duper's there getting his vocal cords warmed up. Wasn't expecting it, but we're gonna put him on the space. Nice to see you face to face. We've never had this opportunity. It's always nice to put a face to the username.
Yeah, for sure.
I know so many people as their profile pics. It's just like that's so crazy, right?
All right, cool. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Put it up. Oh, I love that. It's awesome. Here we go.
All right. Are we supposed to have sound yet, Alex? Because I'm not hearing anything.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's working on it.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's all good too.
Yep.
I'm sitting there waiting on you. I'm sorry.
Listen, no, you're good, man. Anytime. Yeah. Well, this is our first time doing musical stuff. We're usually showing graphics, and we know how to do that on the streamer, but music's a whole nother aspect that we have not dealt with before. So, all right, let's see if this works. Take it away.
So going from here, this is new for me too. So where do you go from here?
Yeah, you want to explain a little bit about this Cardano interface? Because I've seen this with other Cardano NFTs as well. It's like you're supposed to buy it, but then they give you tokens as well. Like, can you explain that?
All right, so basically this right here is basically the NFT, the music NFT that I've created. So what you would do is create a wallet through Eternal. I use Eternal. There's other ones out there, but Eternal is like the most easy functionality. Easy for functionality. And you would
Mhm.
copy this address, paste it in, and you would send the amount of ADA in your wallet, and then you would get 1.4 back. So it's like you're getting back for purchasing, and then you would take this up to like through Fresh Music. But I'm about to show this link where it has all my music. I'm about to send it right here where it can play.
Okay.
So that's what I'm finding right now. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time.
And you can talk to Mike right now, so it doesn't sound monotonous.
I just want to ask you one question. So, like on Cardano, I have no idea what Cardano is worth to the US dollar right now. How much is a track in Cardano, and how much does that generally translate across to in US dollars?
So
Like
I think right
ballpark.
now,
Ballpark.
Cardano is at 52 cents right now. I think.
Okay.
So my project is probably going for. I'm just rounding off because I don't feel like
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably like 17, maybe $15, something like that.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, I mean, that's NFT price. That's like
Yeah.
just totally
Good price.
good stuff.
Yep.
So we got Mike here. He's wandering around. I think he's lost.
You
He's
shopping?
probably searching. I think he's searching for the signal.
Don't
So
move.
I thought somebody was my door. That's why I was to go and check. That's how somebody's at the door. That's why I'm in my man cave. Where all the magic happens.
Magic happens in the man cave.
And the man,
That's right.
I need a
my
man cave. I don't have a studio. I keep complaining about that. I need a man cave.
yeah, man cave is just it's all right. It's got my
Can I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off. Alice, can you see the private chat?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just sent it in the private chat. Sorry.
You want me to pull that up too?
Yeah, you can pull that up because it actually, I think you might be able to play it, but it's like another interface that shows it's like a player that's attached to it. So
Let's see. New tab. Oh, there it is. There it is.
I lost Mike again.
Yeah.
Mike, don't move.
Freeze frame.
There we go. Got it.
That time was error. I accidentally pressed the back button.
All right, you ready? Let's see. Can I? Which one?
you can play any,
They all slap, man. Just any one of them is great.
No. There we go. saying it's far to the nonsense. You're gonna be on post like a monument. All you wanna do is gossip and backstab. Go pity party till you get a backlash. Saying, oh Lord, it's not my fault. When you come some other guy for the aftermath. You can type that smile on my face. Looking at me like a big disgrace. You whisper scriptures, paint pictures from opinion. Judge me by my mistakes, but I don't live by those standards. That picture perfect like cameras. Instead of helping out others, wanna judge me with your hammer. They said, did not speak truth. Did not speak facts. Did not correct these fools and kept them all in check. They said, did not listen. Did not impress. Did not get jacked to go from the cash I collect. They said, did not get cheated. Did not believe it. Did not get cheated. I so long with these. They said, did not believe it. Did not get Thomas. Did not sometimes. Did not. You won't think what you're so on the low. False identities get exposed. We stand in the front of the presence of God. He's gonna say, I never knew you, bro. You think you look these gonna help you, bro. Get a free pass, get to the top floor. So many adjustments, more from the talk. You got it from God and the using that glow. You won't think what you're so on the low. False identities get exposed. He's standing in front of the presence of God. He's gonna say, I never knew you, bro. You think you look these gonna help you, bro. Get a free pass, get to the top floor. So many adjustments, more from the talk. You got it from God and the using that glow. They said, did not speak truth. Did not speak facts. Did not correct these fools and kept them all in check. They said, did not listen. Did not impress. Did not get jacked to the go from the cash I collect. They said, did not get cheated. Did not believe it. Did not get checked to the go for so long with these. They said, did not believe it. Did not get Thomas. Did not sometimes. Did not. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Man, it's great. So let's see. Are these all the ones that you have for sale now?
Yeah, that's my whole NFT EP collection. So when you buy that for 35 ADA, you get all that in that music video.
Nice. That's awesome.
And like I said, I've partnered up with Six City. And Six City is they're real good people. You know what I mean? Like if you're an artist, if you're somebody that's just trying to get on the scene with your NFTs, he's one good person to actually help, get you set up and whatnot. So, like I said, it's not just ETH. You can get on Cardano, you can get on what is it, Solana. There's a lot of different blockchains that you can actually utilize because every blockchain is different, and that's the power of Web3. So, Sam was mentioning it earlier. Somebody was taking her on her ring, basically showing her the ropes. Web3 gives everybody the opportunity to get money off of their craft. Like right now, Web2, it might take you'll do like 2 million streams on like Spotify, and you're only getting paid like a fifth of a penny. It's like
That's crazy.
it's real crazy. But Web3, you can actually set your own price. You can build your own following, and you can do a lot with it. You can add images, you can add video, audio. It's what you wanted to tailor. So that's the best thing about Web3.
Yeah, and just to add to that, like I released my first single I think it was March 28th. And so I had 3 days left in March, and I had 522 streams, and Spotify paid me a whole 22 cents. Like I better not spend it all in the same.
Serious?
Oh, buy a limousine, right?
Jeez.
That always reminds me of that Eddie Murphy. Remember the movie? The guy hands Eddie Murphy 10 cents. He's like, I'm going to buy a limousine.
Yeah.
We get 10 cents from iTunes, 10 cents from Amazon. One of them sells them at $1.29, the other one at 99 cents. So the rest of that money is going in their pocket. And I mean, it's just, you get almost the same, almost nothing from your YouTube streams. I mean, it's just ridiculous what they're doing to us.
Yeah, YouTube got really bad. They got really bad. I mean, if you have like 1 million subscribers, you get like a couple of bucks now. It's
Couple bucks.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And you know, they're making all the money, and like we're the ones. I mean, you know, I have to pay the musicians that play on my tracks. Think of all the hours that go into, you know, recording the track and creating it. And I'm doing everything at home in my own recording studio on the cheap. But you know,
And you're lucky enough to have a recording studio. So people like Ava, she said that she was able to produce that song in a recording studio. So, you know, if you don't have one yourself, then that's more
well, I hate
expenses out of
it.
your pocket to hire a location.
Yep.
Yeah, when I went in the studio, I mean, that's about $2,500 for a day around here in the DC area. So it's like that would be what it would cost, and that's a lot of money. So
There.
I think we lost her.
Sam, you there?
I'm not sure if her microphone muted or if she broke.
She wasn't.
Mm.
She got rubbed a
Yeah, I
couple
think
times.
she got rugged.
Oh.
It's not just Twitter.
Like,
Yeah.
like just Spotify, like for 1 million streams, you get 7,000 and I think $7,125 for 1 million streams, and that's like crazy, you know, like the royalties and like the payouts is like it's trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
It makes me feel bad that I purchase music, you know, in those ways you guys are talking about. It actually makes me feel bad because that's garbage that they're getting paid so little for all the work that you guys are putting in. I mean, I actually feel bad.
yeah,
Hey, Sam, welcome back.
to be honest, is the thing is one thing I'll say is that a lot of these labels right now, like a lot of labels, like you know, the reason why they like really they don't take those numbers seriously is because there's a lot of crooked stuff that goes on. You know what I mean? A lot of crooked stuff that goes on in the industry. You know, so it's like you know, there's for that's why everybody's turning to indie. You know what I mean? Everybody's turning to indie. Everybody's going to NFTs. They're using NFTs to release music because really you have control and you keep all that. You keep all that. You keep all that. All that, you know, like Tory Lane's like I think he sold his what one track for $1 and he made $1 million like in like 10 minutes. It was something crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But that's what Web3 does. Like I know plenty of artists like, you know, they felt like you know, who are advanced, okay, you know, who are advanced. And they felt like they couldn't really put themselves out there. But this gives them an opportunity to do what's necessary and start making, especially if you can build a good following. You can actually really live off of NFTs if you hit it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
But that's where, oh, go ahead, Alex.
that's kind of what this is too. I mean, bringing you all together to grow yourselves too. You know, networking's huge, and you know, like Ava, who's just starting, kind of gets to dip her toes in the water. And if you guys are willing to help her, you know, she can go even probably farther quicker than a lot of these other artists that have started. You know, they did it the other way with Spotify and Amazon and all these other places and didn't get anywhere. And she can start now doing this and
Yeah.
maybe forward herself faster, you know.
Because I want to make sure you guys all hook up like
Yeah.
after this. Like I know obviously Mike and Matt know each other, and you guys know Duper from Paris, so it's easy to find Ava. And Sam Sari's over there on Twitter with us. So yeah, let's all get connected. But one of the things I was going to say was that, you know, being in community is also a way to get recognized faster. So I mean, I don't speak for House of Clowns. The only people who do are Fuddy, and I keep saying Fuddy, Buddy and Formo. Oh my God, I really need some sleep. But Buddy and Formo, you know, our official House of Clowns. But you know, as a community member, I'm pretty sure I can pull some strings in. They are having a music night tomorrow. Usually Fridays. I know that West Coast has the Bing and Bong show, but not everybody's into that 420 community. So I think that's kind of why they're just like opening up another space on Friday night now, which is going to be the music festival. So if anybody wants to come and perform, tomorrow night at Twitter. That'd be a great spot. And it's such a great community. And it's like a place to get an instant following because the clowns are so supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
they be making me laugh, man. I think the last time I went on their space, they was trying to kill a monkey, and I was like, "I'm sorry." I was laughing so hard because it was like it was very entertaining, and like I've never seen that in the space. So for
Yeah.
you know,
I'm telling you, I've talked to Buddy. I mean, right now I've talked to Buddy a couple times, and he is pretty much there for anybody that wants to achieve their goals. I mean, he will literally, he told me, I'm here to help you. You tell me what you need, and we're here to help you. And so
And
I'm
especially with
confident.
music, because he's a
Yeah.
music guy. I mean, he's not going to come on and play his music because it'll dox who he is, and we don't want to know who he is because we are all Buddy Marbles. But yeah, he's real big into music.
Yeah. So, and I know he knows a lot of people too. And so that's what these communities that's why I love the clown community and them, is because they're so supportive of other communities. They're not about me, me, me. We're all in this together, and to grow these communities together. And it's going to be a lot easier to get where we want to be if we're doing it together. I'm telling you right now, it's doing it separate and competing is just not going to work. So, and we're slowly figuring that out. So,
yeah, you're right. You just got to get with the right people because regardless, everybody has a good, everybody has a good community, and if those good communities combine together, how fast and how far we
Right.
can advance. And that's the
It's
biggest
two
thing.
things: good community, good utility. And if you can find a group that has both, like House of Clowns, or like you're saying with your Cardano people, because like I know with clowns, like, yep, it's a great community, but the stuff they have coming with their big top and their music stage and all that kind of stuff. And there's some treats coming down the line here real soon after the haunted suites get minted out. That's going to allow things like if you want to put on a concert, you can have like tickets to a concert and stuff like that. So it's a game changer.
When you find a community, like, I've said this a couple times where I waited to get into an NFT project because I've been waiting for the right community. And when clowns came up, it reminded me, like you said with Cardano, of Para. And that was the kind of the community that I wanted to be a part of and to grow with. And then Lazy Horse Race Club comes my way, and I'll blame Rad for this until the day I die. But another community that's great and fun, and we all just want to achieve goals and make money. Of course, we're here to make money too. So. But that's great. I'm glad to hear. Cardano is definitely something I have to look into. Also,
we're gonna have to do a Cardano show now.
Oh man, there's so much. I'm gonna start doing a stream at night.
There's like I said, if y'all wanted to do something in the future, when I can always reach out to one or two members of the listening room, and they can actually basically explain more in depth, because I've been there since closely to day one, so we're going on basically 8 months of just August, 8 months of just continuously just hashing it out, and I love Para. Everybody in Para, like they're days more, what I'm saying, Para Squad all day. That's what it is, you know what I mean? So and it's like they remind me of that. So
reach out to them. I'd love to bring them on and talk about it. You as well, and anybody else that wants to come back on and talk to them. Because I'm here, man. I'm gonna learn. I'm learning too, and I want to throw it back at everybody else as I'm learning it. I mean, I don't have a problem saying that, I don't know everything, and I love to learn more, and that way I can help people too. I can point them in the right direction. So yeah, reach out to them if you could, and message me, and we can go from there. But yeah, man,
that's why awesome. We love your show, Alex. That's why I always loved your shows, because you're not gonna sit up here like some freaking know-it-all like a lot of these like influencers, and that's part of being an educator, because being an educator is teaching others how to ask questions. So you lead by example because you ask questions. You're not afraid to ask even the simple things, right? Like a lot of influencers want to sit there and they don't want to ask a question because they don't want to look like, oh, look like a dickhead if I ask a question. No, ask the question because your viewers want to ask that question,
Yeah.
and it's a little harder on the YouTube format. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, bring them on. Let's ask all the questions.
Yep. And a good example is the Crow blockchain. I knew nothing about it 2 weeks ago, literally nothing about it. And I was talking to another another YouTube content creator, and about the same size community that I have. And I'm like, okay. So I started asking him questions, and I started doing my own research, and boom, just got, head right into it. And, but nobody knows about those things unless we talk about it. And it helped people get into it. Just like your stuff, your music. I would have no idea how to make a music NFT, but if you guys are willing to help other people do it and to guide them, I mean, not everybody's got the same type of music, and they're not going to sing your songs. They're going to sing their songs. So
Yeah, that's the one thing about the listening room. They have tutorials on how to do it, what's beneficial. Like that's why it's just so effective. It's like how they're building it is just like a one-stop shop, where an artist that wants to come in, they can come in and they can collaborate with the members, get information on how to set up your own collection, how to set up your own. There's partnerships and things that you can do within the listening room, and that's where I'm at. That's how I'm getting to the spots that I'm at. So, and then Cardano got their own metaverse as well. So it's their own like concert. I think they just did something with Future Fest, and that's what I'm saying. All these communities like clowns, they're doing. We as artists, we should be capitalizing on each blockchain,
yeah,
because if you release
Yes.
on each one, that's what 4 or 5 different avenues of streams of income. So
well, and everybody has their preferred, maybe not preferred, but maybe their favorite blockchain they're using. And so if you diversify into more than just one, you're catching. So what if you catch 500 of every instead of just 500 of one? I mean, that to me it only makes sense. So and it's easy, like you said, it's easy to diversify Web3 because you're doing what you want. You're not tied down to doing what somebody else wants. So it's huge. But Mike, I wanted to ask you: are you do music, right? Are you doing music NFTs?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, Mike, yeah, but yeah.
but yes, it's gonna be an awesome,
Oh, when
awesome.
Mike, when Mike, because
Yeah,
you're
when
sitting on
Mike?
fire, Mike. You're sitting on fire. I've been trying to say, I ain't gonna put you on
He's
blast.
too busy walking around in the speedos. He's
Yeah,
gonna need to spend some
Waving the
more time.
signs.
yeah,
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 yeah.
he's training for that.
yeah. So legit, like,
See, see ya, Ava.
it's bye, Ava.
Oh, bye, Ava. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's legit, like, I can talk to y'all right now. Like, I'm so behind the scenes, man. Listen, I don't like to talk. I don't like to talk about nothing. I like to be behind the scenes. My brother knows I'm like behind the scenes. I I have a lot of I know a lot of people, but like I I can't really talk about who I know, you know what I'm saying? But like as far as people want to get into the industry, man, the industry is like you're better off like pushing with the NFTs, you know what I mean? Because I mean everybody wants to get paid, but if you have NFTs, the NFTs you're gonna be able to control. You're gonna be able to have all the control, you know.
Yep.
But as far as my music, I have a plan, and just it's gonna coincide with what I got coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I agree.
and because I already have an NFT collection already. I just haven't put it out on OpenSea. I already have music. Matt knows. But I like to be behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Even though Matt, he's like, man, Mike, you should just be pushing on your music. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. You gotta remember, like marketing for like 9 years, pushing and pushing, performing and performing, networking and networking, and talking with people, man. It burns you out, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
hopefully with this stuff that that I come out, because I mean I'm not gonna talk about it right now because this is about music. But when it's time, it's gonna be good, you know.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. I've heard some of your music before, and that's why I asked, because it's awesome, and I want to hear it. So hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully it's coming out soon. But I know everything's got to work out, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I already released I've already released 2 albums. So like you can Google me, Mike Rizos. I will come up. Like that's why I was like I'm doxxed. You know what I'm saying? Google Mike Rizos. I will pop up. You can see all my songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what, that's the amazing thing, you know. But yes, I have. Now, as far as NFTs, like there's something I want to do special with it. Like I want to do something special with it. And look at Matt. He's looking at you with the face. I see you with the face. Don't worry. I see you with the face.
Yep.
I love it, man. But I can't really talk about it right now, So, but we,
Fun face. He's got a fun face on. So fear and uncertainty, doubt about when you're going to do it, Mike.
no, it's not that. Like, so it's not even that. It's just like, dang, how can I say it, man, without saying the most?
You sound like Lee right now.
Hmm?
I know.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
I got
going to say
How
too
do I
much.
say this without saying it?
Yeah, no, I got a plan, and
I got
the
a
music
plan
will go.
too. Now that Alex said that, you sounded like Lee. So I was at the gym today and I was working out. I was thinking about tonight's show and I was thinking about music. But I was at the gym, right? And I don't know. I just had like my YouTube on. It had like my gym set, and it's like Mad EDM came on, and I was like, "That's what we got to do. I got to get together with Mike and Matt." And we'll put down some tracks and I'll go back through all the streams because like I was just in my head I could hear like this just like pump and beat, right? And then like, I think I said too much, just like these sound bites of Lee. I think I said too much. I'm gonna get
Oh,
in
I shouldn't have
trouble.
said that.
And just that'd be yeah. I want to do like a para rave song, but with like Lee sound bites to it. And then
That,
Mike, of course, para to a dollar. It'd be like it'd be
that's
the most
Mike's.
epic song ever. And if we need female vocal tracks, we'll get Sam and myself and maybe Ava. And we'll,
Ava. Yep.
yeah,
That sounds
let's
like a
do
lot.
it.
Yeah. Sorry, every time I put my cam on, I like get booted out, so I'm like leaving it off.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what Mike's. Oh, I'm sorry,
You're too
Sam. But
pretty. The system can't handle your beauty.
But I'm an old woman. Nobody wants to look at an old woman's face.
No, you're not. You're advanced level. You've leveled up. I'm leveling up too. Trust me.
Oh man.
So good.
yeah,
It's all
that
good.
that rave music is up Mike's alley. That's
Yeah.
Let me. Listen, I love
Of course, he
EDM.
likes green speedos. He's probably at the rave, with his pink hair and his green speedos. Like,
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I'm boss that life. I'm boss that life. Listen, y'all think I'm different. I'm boss that. Look, you can see me in my eyes. I'm boss that life. Legit. Legit.
Okay. Hey, people have to sleep tonight. Okay. So
Yeah.
careful.
thank you, Alex. He was about to go.
He's about to stand up. We don't want that. We don't
Yo,
want
yeah, it's definitely something that could. Oh, it's just us in here. It's just us in here. See, I was like, okay, no worries. I
scared
just,
her away.
yeah.
It just keeps
It's not-
crashing on me. I don't know why. It's driving me crazy.
Scared her away. Oh yeah,
we always get back to para.
always.
Digging soon too. Yeah, I tried reading back in the chat to read some of this, but I didn't get it all. What were you guys talking about?
Okay, so we were going back over the clues for the retailer. So
Oh, back to
here
that.
are the clues. Here are the clues, okay?
Uh-huh.
Based on things that Lee have said, direct quotes from Huddles.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this company because of where I'm from.
Okay.
Now, some people believe that's Colorado, but Lee is not from Colorado. He lives in Colorado. He is from Arkansas. So I believe it's Arkansas, okay? So there's speculation about also the next clue, there's no companies in Colorado that fit it. Okay, second clue. They have between 1,000 and 10,000 retail locations. That's a
Ooh,
big number. Like,
I know
why
where
would you
I
even put
know. I
why
know.
would you
I
put the
know.
number 10,000, right? Okay,
I know.
next clue. Next clue that just got dropped. They want to launch the DAG on their online shopping first. So it has to have online shopping because people like saying it's at gas stations and stuff. I was like,
Right.
no, it has to have significant online retail. This isn't somebody that sells a t-shirt once a month. This is significant buys daily of retail
Volume.
online.
Lots
Okay.
of volume.
So what other clues do we have? Oh, and we know that they use Linux SUSE
Servers.
as their
They use
servers.
Linux. Oh, all right. So
They use Linux SUSE, the little chameleon one, as their service. So we have ran this thing back and forth a number of times in main chat now, and there's only one company that we can find that fits all of that bill, and their logo is blue and it starts with a W.
I already knew it. I already knew it. I already knew it. Let me take.
It's the only one. We have
Listen,
picked this
no,
thing apart
no,
so many ways.
listen. It's just all pair people in here, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna bring
it's
y'all back.
recorded, Mike, but it's recorded. It's recorded. All right.
It is recorded, but
Listen, I'm gonna bring you back to December. If somebody really noticed, hold on, Alex. Maybe Alex don't know. Lee was talking about when Para first came out. Lee was talking about a certain somebody in his fam. This is not speculation. That's what he said.
I know what you're talking about. I remember.
Exactly. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
Yes,
I remember.
that.
I mean,
Yep.
hold on. It could be that.
Yep.
Nope.
And no, hold on. And combination with what Rad is saying.
Yes. No, but listen.
It could be both.
Here's the thing, guys. Remember,
we don't know.
this is Lee we're talking about.
Yeah.
It could be Here's the deal. We think we know. A friend of mine. We sit down and we theorize for hours about. We pick clues from huddles and DC chats from months ago, just like December, and we start putting pieces together, and we think we get to. Oh my God, I think we have the puzzle, and then it's like, oh man, we're missing. And so, I honestly think that he has so much going on that he's going to come out and we're going to be like, okay, well, we got that part, but we completely missed this part.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing, because it might not be one thing. It could be two things. For example, somebody wrote in the chat today, they were like, oh, there's this company that uses SUSE and it's in the defense industry. And then there's other things that people have pointed to where the defense industry has a special thing right now called Works, spelled WERX, which is the same. So it's like, and Lee works in defense. So there's a lot of speculation around what is it, but it could just be two things. It could be, and I'm not saying it is, because honest to God, I swear on my children, I do not know. I never wanted to know. I totally do not tell me, because I miss out on all the fun of guessing. It sucks when you're sitting on something and you can't tell anybody, right? So I like to play Sherlock and I like to find the clues. But when somebody was saying the defense thing earlier today, it dawned on me. I was like, wait a second. The retailer could be one thing, and it might be the big blue company with a W out of Bentonville, Arkansas. But it could also be the defense thing, because what's the big thing that Lee's working on that he's not talking about? He's told us about the retailer, right? So we know that's one thing. But what is the other thing?
Right. I think, so, you remember, right? I asked the question, right?
Oh, I remember.
And the answer that I got, right? Because I was like, all right, I know he's not going to give me the answer that I want, but he gave me enough for me to understand where this can go.
That's the thing. You ask a question, and if he can't talk about it, you get your answer. If he talks about it, you get your. I mean, either way, that's the hilarious part. And the whole retailer thing, I can honestly say we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't.
See, that's the thing. Lee can't keep a secret either. Lee cannot keep a secret, but Lee is like the freaking government or the mafia. He tells one little bit to somebody different, right? So he can get it all out of his system. but
But not
nobody
everybody gets
knows
the whole
who has
piece.
what parts, and everybody's under NDA, so they can't talk to each other about it regardless. So Lee got it out of his system because he's told little bits here and there, but it's like, but we don't know.
It's like he's tearing off the corner and giving it to you, but the rest of the paper's still there. Like,
but it's also one of these things you do to see who you can trust, right? So like I got 5 people in this room with me right now. I say Alex, blue, Mike, red, Matt, green, Samsara, orange. And then if somebody who's not in this room right now comes back and tells me the color, I know which one of you is the snitch because I told you all a different color. And I think that's what Lee does. He tells people little bits of information because, we've been burned so many times. You have to be a little bit careful when you're in his position about what information is getting out there. So,
Yeah, Lee
he's very smart. He's a very,
Lee,
very smart man.
Lee is very, when I met Lee in person and I had a chance to just talk with him, I saw like, it's one thing where you could talk to somebody, but when you could talk to somebody and look in their eyes, you can actually see the genuineness, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he has so many different hats. And so it's like, where's Waldo? Like, what is he, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where are you gonna find, where are you gonna find information? You have to, find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but listen,
I'm gonna go make Lee into a Where's Waldo right now and Photoshop one up.
Yeah, because he's like, yo, when it comes, because like I'll be asking questions, like, I'll be checking in first, you know what I'm saying? I check in and I ask, I'll be like, hey, because I want to ask certain questions that's gonna ruffle some feathers, but not ruffle enough where, and and just
here's the thing. I've sent him messages asking him a direct question, and he sent me a response back. I'm like, "Are you serious? What? That's not funny." He's laughing. I know he's laughing, and I'm like, that. He sent me some answer that I'm just sitting here going, "Man, that did nothing for me," and it's one of those things where it's like, man, I feel like we're right there guessing, and we're just not ever gonna get it until he gives it to us.
And if you look at the website and
that's what I'm talking about right there.
Military supply. Hold on.
It's OPSEC. Yeah, that's what he does. He does OPSEC on us. Like, it's partly that he can't contain it, but it's also that he's testing everybody around him. And I don't blame him.
No, you know what? He's smart because there's certain other people and other things, you know what I mean, that he has to keep everything to the hip.
Let's go. $761 Parabuy just came in. Is that
you gotta remember it's bigger than us, you know what I mean? So we just gotta be patient. Mike's known Lee probably longer than anybody else. And here's the thing, go back and look, everything that Lee has told us that he was gonna do, he's done.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I listen when I'm going hard for real, like I'm not, it ain't no front. Like I wish everybody could see my face, wish they could see me talking, they can only hear my voice. But I pay attention. I clocks. I don't forget what people say. I clocks. When I be clocking, I just know there's 3 conversations in my mind right now. That's why I'm like, all right, but it's probably gonna be a combination of things. See, we're probably gonna be right about one, but not right about 2 things. And I'm gonna say this. Listen, you can have this on recording. I'm gonna say this. When it all hits, I believe Para's market cap is gonna be 30 billion.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I totally agree with you.
30 billion. That's low. That's the low end.
Oh, that's a low end for sure. I totally agree. And when he talks about having 5 or 6 things that he's working on, I mean, that's
and people think that, okay, first off, if you've been paying attention like to UAE, right? They're setting up crypto right now for the next 4 years, right?
Yep.
For the next 4 years.
And
50 years. It's tax-free 50 years if you set up in UAE right now. That's crazy.
So listen, right? Think about this. Everybody's like, "Oh man, you ain't, man. The UAE deal ain't off, cuz like just because you talking about it ain't off. You know what I mean? Listen, and because if you read what UAE says, he said, yeah, we weren't listed, but that doesn't say they will never be listed.
Exactly.
It's semantics. It's
That's
purely
exactly what
semantics.
people
It's
are
how
missing.
you read it.
It's exactly what
on
people.
top
If you
of that-
read it quickly, it looks really bad. But if you actually look at it and understand what it's saying to you, it doesn't say ever.
Yeah.
It just says not right now.
It just says that Para is not registered there now. Currently, we are not registered. At no point does it say that we're working on it, that it will happen in future. There is none of that. It just says right now, not registered.
Which is facts, because Paris not registered. And Lee never said that they were registered. He never said that they were registered. You know, people got excited and ran with it. But what I'm saying is this: is that listen, like there's a lot of projects that I thought I believed in, I thought I had faith in, I thought I had. Nah, this one, because from day one, man. Listen, I talked with Lee for 3 hours at 3:00 in the morning, man. 3 hours, 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, he was on. Wasn't he on his way back home from like?
Yeah, he was on.
I jumped in for a second, and I was just like, bro, it's too late, man. You can have that, bro. I'm too tired.
People that met Lee at first was me, Aston, and 2 other people. But Aston was with me. Aston was in the space with me. That's the crazy part about it. And we were all talking, and we were talking for like 3 hours. And you know, I was like, "Dog, man, this dude is like amazing, man. Like when you have that heart, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really care about the project, you know what I'm saying? I cared about him. I'm just saying, like, the reason why I did. And then
Lee is Buddy Marbles. Holy shit.
Wait, which Buddy Marbles is it? The zebra, the horse? We got to find out.
Yeah, I have an idea who Buddy Marbles is too, but I'm not going to say that right now.
I always tell people, I'm like, look, if you have a chance to sit down and talk to Lee one-on-one, take the opportunity. Because if you think you can hear his passion when he's talking on huddles or in VCs or whatever, sit down and talk to him one-on-one. And it's amazing. It really is.
Yo, when I met, like, Lee was like in between flights. Well, not in between. He was about to leave, and I drove like an hour and a half. I was like, "Hey, look, man, I'm gonna come to you, man. And he took his time. You know what I'm saying? He took time out of his busy schedule. You know what I'm saying, to sit down and talk to me, and that's some real stuff. You know what I mean? Some real stuff.
Yeah, I was happy because Matt called me. Lee, that's when I met Lee face to face. I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Dang, y'all looking like." I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "I'm a little bit of."
We gotta look at the website too, because on the what is it, not the white papers but the list. I don't know if everybody peeped the let's see what it shows on the bottom, because I think it might be still up there. Let's see, the roadmap. Yeah, where is it? I go up to the roadmap. Let's see the roadmap. Hold on. Look, Para Party Las Vegas. Okay, this is all in the fourth quarter. Okay, look.
Yeah.
Right. So my thing is this, right? Okay.
November. We just don't have the date yet. We know the location, but we don't have the date.
So think about it, right? Yeah. I know. So if they're trying to get things rolling, okay, there's a reason why that's gonna be that type of party, bro. So that's another thing. I'm looking at it. I'm like, bro, like if you're not in on Para right now, bro, you're gonna miss the train, bro, and you're gonna be blown. You're gonna be blown. And I'm like, hey.
I'm assuming that Para Party Q4 means we're all going to be so rich by the time this party happens that we're all going to be. Well, I live here, so we're all going to be able to fly to Vegas for this party. That's
exactly.
I'm telling you right now, go find another project that has blurred out their roadmap.
Yeah.
Seriously, I looked at 3 projects today, new projects that I'm looking into to do on the channel, and nothing. I've never seen this before. So I mean, there's a reason why this stuff's blurred out, and it's not just it's not small stuff. I guarantee. Knowing Lee, it's got
No,
to be
it's because of front running. It's
right.
absolutely what it is. It's
And
just like with the DAG and having to patent some of the technology on it. It's like if people knew what Lee was up to, they would scramble. But that's the thing. Lee has the connections that people don't have. Lee has been a contractor in 85 different countries. Lee is doxxed at every single level of freaking government. Lee is like the man. I mean, he's got photos with anybody you can freaking name in all these different countries. He got like with like the Prime Minister of India and all the sheiks in freaking UAE, and then like all these people that are like big influential people in America. It's like you name so it's like Lee, who don't you know?
Yep.
So
I have to
good
say
luck
this.
if anybody thinks they can pull this off.
I
Only
can
Lee can do that.
see Mike wants to boil over with words just sitting there. I feel like if this is what he looks like on the huddle, we got to have him like on video all the time because I can see him like.
Yeah, because listen, legit, like when I was talking, I think the last space I was talking real. Like, what's gonna make me happy is see all these people make it. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's crazy. Compared to a dog, you better holler. You better fill your bag. The trunk in there.
The trunk of the Impala.
Hold up.
Okay, save that. Somebody save that line. That's going in the song when we all get together and make a song. This is going in. Somebody please. I'm going to take a screenshot right now. I got it.
Paris to your dollar. You better holler.
This could be a great song, and it could be a wonderful collaboration. We could make millions.
Bro.
You like that one, Sam? It's pretty good, right?
Oh my god, that is awesome. Thanks, Ferguson. Always a pleasure.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm legit. I'm legit excited because Christmas is gonna be a fantastic time for everybody, man. Like, legit. I'm gonna tell you, the first thing I'm gonna get is the barn dominium. What is a barn dominium? Yes, I am.
Barn dominium. Yep.
A barn dominium? What's that? Like a fancy barn on a farm? What?
You build it.
Listen. No. Rad, I want you to go look up barn dominiums. Listen. You talking about 150 grand?
Yeah.
4,000 square feet. Some are 6,000 square feet.
Oh yeah.
They got some
Yeah,
luxury.
no, these are the best. I lived in one of these in Australia. It wasn't like a really, really fancy one, but it was a really big warehouse, and it was like, oh man, it was so good.
It looks like my shop.
Yo. Armenian. Legit. Big bodies. Big on acres, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be off the grid, you know. But
oh,
hey.
did you hear about the plan for Paraville? So Q and I have this thing. I don't know. We're looking at Wyoming because one, there's already a thing called City DAO. And City DAO it plans to build a city, but because Wyoming is so crypto friendly and DAO friendly, I mean, Para is registered out of Wyoming as well. So that's where City DAO is planning to build a city of the future. And they've already got people that bought into the DAO, invested all this money to do this, to build a city. So we're like, well, we need to do a Paraville. So I'm thinking it's going to be like Wyoming or the other place that's very crypto friendly, which is New Hampshire. Oh my God, that sounds really cold to me. It's why I don't live there. But yeah, Paraville, man, and we'll all have barn dominiums and goats and horses and lots of dogs, lots of Belgian Belgian Malinois.
Listen, I'm up in Canada. I don't wish the cold on nobody. On nobody.
Where are you at, Mike?
I'm in Ottawa.
Oh, okay.
Stittsville.
I didn't know you were on the other side of the border. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, dude, I know about that life. I lived in Quebec and I lived in T-Dot.
Quebec. Hey, you don't know French? It don't matter who you is. You don't know French? They don't like you, man. They don't like you.
Yeah.
They don't know French. Oh,
it's
my
not
goodness.
even French, but it's not French. It's Quebecois. I took French for 3 years. I graduated with all A's, and I get up there and I'm like, I don't understand everything these people are saying. They say what, and we have a joke. We call it quack beck because it's like a duck, quack quack quack. Anyhow, everybody said to me, "Oh, you don't really know French. You don't really." And I'm like, "No, I do know French." but I
Right.
don't understand it. And I felt completely vindicated. I was sitting at the coffee shop one morning, newspaper, opened it up, and there's the big page for a full page ad for a movie at the cinema. It was a movie from France, Gerard Depardieu, and it said on there, big letters, subtitled in Quebecois because they could not understand the French. And I was like, told you they don't speak French. So I never got my citizenship because I couldn't pass the freaking Quebecois test. I
Um,
left and went to
guys.
LA. I didn't like the call.
Broderson's giving you lyrics to a whole song right now, so you better start writing this
Okay,
stuff
so
down.
let's hook up with Broderson on some let's make a little telegram. We'll make a little telegram and we'll all work together in there.
Yeah,
And yeah, look at
that's
this.
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll be a
man.
community effort.
It's funny,
Yep.
no matter what happens on my streams, I feel like we always come back to pair in some form.
Yeah, man. Because you know what?
Because there can
It's-
only be one.
It's when you think about it, right? You know, when it's a life-changing event. Okay, like I don't think people really know until it's like the first people that got into like who got into Apple stock when Apple was like $10 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only a few people believed in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Look at,
So to
look
me,
at
it's
Bitcoin.
just-
I mean, look at Bitcoin. My dad
Yeah.
had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at $100 and didn't. You know,
Oh
and
my
now
goodness.
you're like, you know, and then now when
Oh my God, I did the math this week, right? I
crazy.
ate over $1 billion in pizza.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
I remember.
4 pizzas, because 2 pizzas was 10,000 Bitcoins. And I ordered pizza. I lost track how many times I bought pizza. It was the only thing you could buy. What were you going to do with it? The only thing you could buy with Bitcoin was pizza. So yeah, I ate probably maybe but definitely over 1, but it was probably more like $4 or $5 billion.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Never again. Never again.
I mean, well, you know what? You know what? Because like I was thinking, right? And you know, we're gonna go hypothetical real quick, right? So what if, right? Okay, let's say 2 years. Well, no, I'll say a year, right? After things drop, right? Because I was talking to my brother about this, and he mentioned this, which got me thinking. Well, do you think Parrot could get to Ethereum's price?
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say.
You got to look at market cap though. I mean, that's the key. You got to supply and market. Man,
But
I don't know.
Is it all right? So look, right? And this is why I'm thinking. But if it
My mind
transitions,
boggles.
if it transitions to a stock, it's free game.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
Legit.
You're,
Listen.
you're right. You're totally right.
Imagine if you got what's Microsoft stock right now? Right now.
I don't know. Let me have a look.
Even if it hits Microsoft stock.
287 right now.
Yep.
What?
287.
287.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
10,000 Peril, you be set for life.
Not 10. I wouldn't even say.
Well, I mean, this is the thing is this gets back to like the whole thing with Bitcoin. It's like, how early are you? And I was like Bitcoin in like week 2 or 3. So it's like we couldn't have imagined Bitcoin to $1, Bitcoin to $10. If you told us 100, we would laugh. If you told us 1,000, we'd think you're insane. And if you said anything about above 50,000, we'd be like, get the straight jacket.
Yeah, they'd admit it. They would admit you. Yeah, 50,000 for Bitcoin. They would have said you're freaking crazy.
No, really, that's
Now-
like
now
all
look
the
at-
loony bin kind of talk. Yeah, we would never have, never, not back
Nothing.
then.
Let's just put it this way:
Something
nothing's
nobody wanted.
impossible. Nothing's
You
impossible.
couldn't give Bitcoins away. You couldn't give them away. That's how it was.
You know, okay, listen, all right. Everything's going to digital, right? The central banks, everything's going to digital, right? So whatever the true crypto industry is, it's gonna go out the. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Like everybody just thinks I'm not rhubarb. Not y'all. Y'all know I'm being real, but they think I'm ha ha ha. No, but I'm being real. Listen, this is some life-changing money for people, and it's not even about money, yo. Listen, this is why when I say I love people, I be legit about it. Like, legit. If any of y'all call me, it's like, man, I just need whatever, I need your help on something, I'm not gonna turn my back. I'll be there. The thing is that when you're in this, where the level where these people prepare right now that are in early, the level that we're going to be at, you're gonna have to be off grid and only have a close circle. That's all I got to say.
I
You're
mean,
gonna,
I'm already like, bro, you just don't know how much like. All right, so Lee is beyond connected, okay, and I'm like, because we believe, bro, we need to have the para squad. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, where it's like, it's like, yeah, you could be, but there's underlining things that we all just come together and we just move, we just do things because honestly, like, I know I'm gonna cry. There's no like, it's recorded. I'm gonna cry. I already know. I'm gonna wake up and be like, hey,
big
bro,
boo,
this
big
is
boo.
this is real. Like,
Yeah,
and
dude.
it's to a point where, because like you think about it, like where you're at and what they're trying to do is the first of its. Like, it's about to be the standard. Like, it's the standard. You know what I mean? Go ahead,
It's
Mike.
going to be the standard the way Bitcoin was the standard. Like the DAG is going to be the standard going forward because blockchain has reached pretty much its max potential. The fact that Ethereum and Cardano and all this, don't get me wrong, I think that what they're doing now is great, but it's now great. It's not in the future great because you can only go so far on top of a blockchain, and that is a fact.
That's
At
why when
some
I
point,
see
you
I
just
see
fall
blockchains
off.
on if I see a blockchain development on their roadmap on a token, I'm like, I've seen countless articles that talk about DAGs being the future because of the way they're set up, and
Yeah.
so whenever I see a blockchain on a roadmap, I'm like, you're gonna get stuck at some point. I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's gonna be.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is now. And I've been through this with Web 1, so I can kind of say that with experience. It's like, it's great for what it is now. I wouldn't say everybody just jump off that train because there's still a lot more that can just be tested out on blockchain. And it might not necessarily be the technology that's tested out, but it might be the concepts that are tested out, right? Because people will have new ideas about how to use blockchain, like music NFTs. It's like, let's push the limit of creativity on blockchain. And when the technology can't keep up to the creativity, we will naturally find solutions for how to bring that technology up to speed. That is how it has always happened.
Yep, I agree. Mike,
Um,
you got something?
I know this much. Listen, everything's going to the dad. Listen, I support dads because A, it's not killing the environment. Listen, all these blockchains,
Big one.
they're killing the environment. Like Ethereum, BNB, all that. They're killing the environment, and I think since dads really get accepted, it's going to be better for the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just
You know what's funny?
the fact.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, no.
there's one quote from Lee that always in the back of my mind that he said on, I don't know if it was a voice chat or a huddle, but he said it was right around the ADGM stuff, and he goes, I just got off a call that'll make the ADGM stuff look like child's play, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys remember him saying that.
Bro, I remember that.
And I'm like, my mouth just dropped to the floor, and I'm like, what do you mean child's play?
That's what gets me. We get all these people who turn up in the chat, or I've even been like into some whale groups on Twitter lately, and it's the first thing people come at with. They're like, so what about the Middle Eastern deal? What's going? And I'm just like,
don't even worry about it.
I mean, I'm not saying it's off the table. I'm just saying this is gonna look like chump change. That whole day when our bags went from like a couple of grand to my bag went from a couple of grand to $250,000 that night. I'm not joking. That was like, and I'm just like, that is nothing. If he's saying that's like nothing, imagine how big this is.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm just saying, like I don't trust no projects like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I'm gonna say this, and then I'm not gonna say this, but I'm gonna say that Lee, the way that Lee conducted conducts himself, and the way that Para came out inspired me to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
inspired me to do the project that's coming out for me. You know, like it inspired me. You know, and I had a conversation with Lee. I was talking with Lee. I was like, yeah, man. And I told Lee my ideas and stuff, like, because I already know. Yeah, I said I don't mind. You know, I told him, he's like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. If that's what you can do, then do it. You know, I was like, yo, that's what I want to do. You know, but I say you're the main reason why. But it's like, yo, like, it's like, dog. Like, I feel like even what I do, it ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what parents been to come out with. You feel me? So it's like, dang, I'm still gonna do my thing, but it's like, dang, man. Like, I'm all in for parent. Like, listen, I've been a part of a whole lot of communities. I know this is recorded, so I gotta be careful about what I say. But listen, yep. I
Yeah.
was like, I've been a part of a whole lot of these,
Burn them all. Burn
and
them all. Burn them.
I haven't felt as safe as I do with Para and the
Agree.
people that are there. Now, yes, we have some bad actors. We're not gonna name no names, but we had some bad actors. But I'm talking about the core group that I talk to on the regular. I'm talking about everyday people. If I don't talk to you every day, I can't say you like we're cool, like texting, talking every day, like one way or another, like that right there. I appreciate that stuff. And it's like, yo, listen, this what's gonna make me happy and what's probably gonna make me bust into tears is to see that everybody who has put all their time and effort from day one in Para,
Mhm.
their whole family and their whole life changed. That's what's gonna make me cry. Not just
Yeah.
mine. Everybody put their whole that's believing it since day one. It's like the big I told you so. Like the big I,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
y'all deserve it. Like,
There's some people
so
who are in our
that's what's gonna make
community that are like veterans and living in their cars. I know somebody in our community, you probably know who it is, but I don't want to name names and, give somebody's life experience away on air. But, we've got one member who lives in his vehicle right now, and every week he buys in with whatever. It doesn't matter if it's $1, it doesn't matter if it's $5. He buys in every week. And I just can't wait for the day when he turns around and has, by now he's got to have I don't know, I haven't looked at his bag, but he's probably got a couple of million coins in there, compared to $1.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Paris community is of course, anybody that's a huge supporter of a token is going to say the community is better. But I'll tell you what, through everything that Paris been through, this has been the best community I've ever seen. I'm telling you right now, the best community. No one. There's always some people that come in the chat and are asking questions or being hard or whatever. But I'm telling you right now, after everything Paris been through, the community has been above anything else I've seen in crypto. I'm telling you.
Hey,
It's just
speaking
there.
of community, right below where I am on the screen, you're covering up the face of the newest edition. Why don't you scroll him up a little bit there? Oh, wow, we got some new additions on there.
Oh wow!
Dang, I didn't
That
see
just got
that.
updated tonight.
It
That
had
just got
to have.
updated.
I just looked earlier.
Oh, wow.
Advisor.
Wait a second. I get to see all
Okay.
these handsome faces, but let's just, look at Cameron for a minute.
God, he looks so much like
Hey yo,
that.
hey yo,
actor
you
from-
guys.
It's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, it's Zorg, man. He looks like Zorg. And I think
Oh my
the Zorg,
God.
I think is a very handsome actor. But he has the look, right? But director of operations. So yeah, he's going to be calling the shots, I guess.
Yep.
So who else have we got here now? Let's take a look, because this has
Jeff-
been updated while we're
Jeff
on the
White
stream.
Troy.
We got Jeff. Okay, I've never seen any of these guys' faces.
I haven't either.
Jeff. Hey, if you put your mouse over it, they'll go color, so we can really
Wait,
see them. There we go. So we got Jeff. I can't.
He has on
I
the
don't have my
side,
glasses, Alex. What does it say? Jeff is what?
advisor.
Advisor. Yeah.
All three
Oh, okay.
advisors.
There's our advisors, Troy and Dwight.
You're like
oh,
me with
wow.
the glasses. That's funny.
Well,
What's that
Alex
say?
and I both. We have the computer glasses with the blue lenses. And so if I can show you really quick. If I put my glasses on when I'm on the stream, it reflects so much
Oh yeah, yeah.
that so yeah.
We'll have to ask Lee about this.
Yep.
Wow, look at that. I
Another
mean, I
plus
know
there.
these guys. I speak to these guys on the regular, so no, it's good that they're up there now.
Yeah. Huh. That's
Oh
cool.
wow.
There's
That's
a lot of people. There's a lot of people putting all this stuff together. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although Lee Lee is like freaking Atlas. With the world on his shoulders and
Yeah. No kidding.
but
For
there are a
sure.
lot of people wearing a lot of hats. Yeah.
Yep.
and that's good because he has time to do what he needs to do. And Cameron's a good dude, man. Like
Yeah.
talking with him and
Solid.
hearing him, and it's just like, man, them combining forces. Because like, bro, I don't think even everybody understands like what List is like. Just imagine, like, not only that repair, but they bring the List. That's what I said, bro.
I'm looking at these pictures and I'm telling you, Troy has one of those faces where if you stuck him in a military uniform, he would be that stereotype guy that he's that hardened, major, like general, who's like, he's got some ragtag upstart. He's like telling him off, and yeah, he's got a face for camera.
The funny thing
Hollywood.
that you're talking about is Cameron's another person. If you talk to him, you can really hear the passion behind what he's working on, and it's an aggregator, so it's kind of like possibilities are all there. And I've heard him talk about some things, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So he's got a lot of ideas. He's very smart, and I see this going places where they might not have.
I mean, that's the same situation as with Lee. No man is a freaking island, or you know what I'm saying, or an army. He's a person who's very, very intelligent, but I think that he's going to do a lot better with having a team to support him because he's been a one-man show with List for so long.
Yep.
I think what he's doing right now is he is establishing his army, right? Because I think things. So this is my speculation. I think things are already kind of close to launch, but he has to have everything in line. So like the people in position to run it.
Yeah.
All I know is that the additions added to the website of all websites, bro. I know. Hey, it's about to get real fast. So there's a term that I always use: real live Fox 5. Okay, it's gonna be real live Fox 5. That's what.
Hey, listen, hey,
We're
Rad,
gonna
listen.
blow our shit up. People are gonna watch this video and go, "God, the four of those know a lot." I want to mess with the shit out of them. I'm telling you right
That's right. Hey, they're gonna mess with me, and I'm like, no comprende. Sorry.
Nah, I mean, if you message me, I'm gonna redirect you to the Telegram.
Yep.
Me no speak the English.
No,
If somebody messages me, I'm gonna send them your guys' way. Just message Rad.
I speak Ebonics. That's all I know. All right.
No. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna like go email administrator for Ampera.
It's time to cry. It's easier.
That could be your closeout song. That's
Man,
It's time to cry.
Funny thing is, I just looked up and I'm like, holy crap, we've been on here for 2 hours. Man.
Oh yeah, we
You know, the more people you put in the room, the easier it is to just go on. You know, I've done YouTube streams where I'll put 4 or 5, put 2 people in spaces like by an hour. You're kind of, oh man, you put 5 people in space. I've done streams that go for 10 hours, and then emergency came up. So something politically, this is when I was doing a presidential stuff. And something came up, and I was like, I had to go back on stream, and I'd just done 10 hours straight. But it's like you put a room full of people together, you can sit here all freaking day.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we're doing on Thursdays. This is bringing community people in and just kind of hanging out and talking. And it's been great. I love this.
first time that I've been on a live with both of y'all. Like I've talked to y'all on the voices, but this first time y'all got to see my face. Like
Well, you got to come up here more often, man. That would be awesome.
I was thinking about like shoot, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to pop in here a little bit you know, and just because like once it goes live, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh dude, we're gonna be doing this all the time.
It's gonna be one of those where what island are we gonna visit? And
Right.
I'm like,
I can't wait.
Oh, I already have my daughter sent me. I have a house picked out in the Florida Keys. It's only 2.5. Actually, it's a whole island. It's $2.5 million in the Florida Keys. And I'm like, Para Island is it's gonna happen.
I'm telling you right now, I can see it already. We're gonna have a Who Was Right live stream. Once all this stuff comes out, we're all gonna get on here and we're gonna talk about who was right and who was not. Because
I'm sorry, guys. That's it. As soon as the lightning strikes next to my house, I have to, because it'll fry the motherboards and stuff. It's happened to me before. I lost 10 years worth of work. My husband always plays guitar to try to get me off the stream. And I said, because it's a music show tonight, I will let him play. So here's my husband, Nick Rugburn. Nick. Okay, we gotta go. We got lightning strikes right by us. I have to run.
All right, guys. Well, thanks, Rad, for coming on.
Yes.
Thanks so much for having me on.
thanks, Alex.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
We'll do this some more, guys. Mike, I appreciate you guys coming on. Sam, hit me up whenever you guys want to come on.
Tomorrow night, music festival, House of Clowns. Let's get you guys on stage. I'm gonna talk to Buddy. Let's all be there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do it.
See y'all.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys coming out tonight and listening to the music and all the updates that we got. So watch out for some more videos we're going to drop, and we'll see you guys in the next video.